Welcome back, Berserkers, and here we are with my good friend Vladimir, the Belarusian bear. Vlad, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good.
Dobre utro, tоварищ.
Dobre utro.
He has tried very hard to teach me other words in Russian, and none of them ever stick. How about teach me one more? Teach me car in Russian.
Mashina.
Mashina?
You can remember
I
that
can
one.
remember that one. Dobre utro, tоварищ. Mashina. Now, the thing about Vlad is he's always had concerns on his mind about things that to do with the environment, and he's always been a big fan of technology. You actually had me seriously taking a look at a Prius years and years ago.
Yep, you can see I have one right there.
You still got the
And
Prius,
I got
yeah.
the solar roof right there.
Now that's a new one though. That's not the
That
same
is a
one.
brand new one.
So what's been your experience with the Prius? Obviously you got another one, so you're still liking them and enjoying them.
It's good. It's only gotten smarter. It's just as good on gas, so not a lot of improvement on actual fuel efficiency. But
Okay.
overall, like I like it. It's smooth, comfortable, plenty of room. You can store a whole lot more in it than it looks like.
Yeah, I get it. So let me ask you this. What do you know about Tesla? Have you heard anything at all?
Well, actually, I was going to get a Tesla, but in 2 years, and my old Prius started having issues. So I went with a car I could afford right away, as opposed to the car I wanted.
As opposed to the car you wanted. So
Yeah.
Tesla. So you already want a Tesla.
Yes.
Okay. So now I have to. You back me up on this. You and I haven't spoken in probably a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. So I did not know that he already wanted a Tesla or anything. I just texted him out of the blue and said, "Hey, you want a test ride?" And he was up for it. It's kind of a dude thing. It's just like,
Yeah.
we haven't spoken to each other in 2 years. Want to hang out? Yeah, come on. And you said it best. You're like no time has passed.
Yeah.
All right. So you heard the man. He already wants a Tesla, but never driven one.
Never driven.
Ever ridden in one?
No.
So first experience today.
Yep.
Mount up, Berserkers. Let's get to the battle. All right. So, the car's started right now with no engine noise. Obviously, the car's ready to go. Put my foot on the brake. Put it in reverse. You can actually hear you hear it singing.
Yeah,
Your Prius does that, right?
it does. I didn't. My old one didn't used to do that. What is that?
So that is the pedestrian warning alarm. I think it was maybe 2 years ago, maybe two. NHTSA decided that electric vehicles or hybrids that are operating on the electric motor at low speeds, they are too quiet. And so in order to protect pedestrians when you're backing up, it has to have a sound, and that sound has to change when it begins to go in motion. So you listen, it'll go higher pitched.
Yeah.
You hear it? So
So they went with this instead of a beep.
it's
Like a beep is obvious because other vehicles have this, but with this sound, I was like, "What the hell is this?" The first time I drove it, and see, and they backed it into me into the parking lot. So when I got in and then went forward, I didn't hear it until I got home and it was time to back out of my driveway.
Yeah, and you're like, what is that? It's a pedestrian warning. NHTSA decided that a couple of years ago. Now, why that sound? So that sound is one of several sounds that you used to be able to have in the Tesla. Elon wanted to make it fun. So you could have horse hoofs, you could have coconuts like in Monty Python. You could have the UFO sound. I think there may have been a rocket ship, like a rocket ship sound, I think. But he had several different sounds that you could choose from. Well, this year, NHTSA said, no, it has to be the NHTSA approved sound. And so there's the... All right. You hear how quiet it is? You hear how noisy it's not?
Yes.
That, honestly, people ask me all the time, what's my favorite thing about it? And the acceleration is fun.
Right.
Thought I'd get a better reaction from you out of the acceleration there.
Well, I mean, I used to drive police cars, so the acceleration.
This will blow the doors off of a Dodge Charger.
They will,
There's a-
but I know electric motors have considerably outperform any kind of combustion engine, and they have been in that state for quite a while. Is this a 6-second car?
This
Or
is
3-second car?
This is a 4.2 second car.
I see.
0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. And I could purchase the acceleration boost and download more horsepower, which is a funny sentence. But that's something that I figured you'd be into, the technology wizard over here. The fact that you can download more horsepower to your car.
Well, yeah, it's the software upgrades. They're not. You don't need, like, the way electric motors work is you can write the software for what you want it to do. And that's effectively what it is. That upgrade is, I'm not sure why it's an optional download and not just part of the vehicle already, but yeah, my Prius is the same way. Like, there's 3 settings. Nothing changes about the car, but one is performance mode, one is neutral, and one is efficiency mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, so this car has it as well. So if you go into, let's see, here we go. So I can put the car into what they call chill mode. And so now it's in chill mode, and when I step on the accelerator, that is so not overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brother. It's time for you to drive it.
So I do have one question before we do this.
So take all the questions you want.
And I've only had this with my new Prius, is it has a similarly large screen right about here. It might be like this big, but every so often the sun hits it and reflects it in your eyes and blinds me. Do you have that with this?
So the day one, and this is, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Your day one accessories, get yourself the screen protector cover that cuts down on the glare. And the other one is all-weather floor mats. The day I picked the car up, I had the screen protector that cuts down on the glare. Now, what you're talking about, when I picked up the car, I drove it home without the screen protector. And yes, the screen would get you every now and then. Mm-hmm. But I put a screen protector on it where that does not happen. There's actually a link in the description. I put that in every video as a link to the screen protector I use. And it cuts down on the glare a huge amount. Yeah.
So are you getting paid by Tesla to do this, or is this just for your personal YouTube?
So the reason that I started this channel is because my family, my friends, and complete strangers had become tired of hearing me talk about Tesla all the time.
I see.
And so that's why I made the channel. I do not get paid by Tesla to do this. I'm not sponsored by Tesla. I don't get checks from Elon. I just have a great time seeing people's reactions when they're in the car.
Gotcha.
I swear. That's it. So he just asked, does it have a built-in dash cam? So it has 3 cameras up front.
Okay.
It has a repeater camera here.
A repeater camera. Okay.
It has a camera here and one in the back. And of course, on the opposite end, you've got those 2 things. Mm-hmm. It's almost 360 degree coverage. When I'm not with the car, it doesn't matter where I am. When I'm not with the car, I can log in on my cell phone app and look at all the cameras all around the car and monitor what's happening.
Yep. This is probably very useful in the mountains when you're going downhill, so you don't burn through your brakes.
That's actually one of the biggest selling points of the Tesla Semi right now, because the Tesla Semi truck just started delivering last month. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the biggest selling points about it, is that as they're going downhill, the regen braking not only recharges the battery so they get extended range, it also prevents them from having to, like you said, burn up the brakes.
Yeah, I read about the truck and just how good it is, mm-hmm. and how much longer it'll last, and how many few pieces of moving machinery.
Yep.
So a whole lot less wear and tear for all around.
And you are in care and control of the vehicle, so operate it with due regard for the safety of others, as you know.
Yeah.
But feel free to test her out a little bit.
Okay. Does it have assisted lane control?
It does. That really shows its pedigree on the highway more than anything, though.
Yeah.
I don't like to use it on city streets.
Because it'll lose track of, like, right here?
No, that it does really well with. If there's interruptions in the lines, it does really well with that. Mm-hmm. It's when you get cross streets with cross traffic, it starts to get scared.
So you can make it perfect. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, the blind spot camera, so you can check your blind spot when you're changing lanes. What other questions you got, man? Because if you were considering buying one, I'm sure you've thought through it.
Well, I don't really have many questions. I'm just glad to actually get to drive it. Well, that's the thing. They're made to order, or last time I checked, they were made to order, and they were on a multi-month, back order.
Oh yeah. I waited. I ordered this in February. Hey, take it. Go through there. Come on, man. Sorry.
And it did just flash a yellow light at me.
It'll recognize them, but it won't react to it.
I see.
So I didn't pay the $15,000 for the full self-driving package that does everything for you. I mean, it really does everything. You sit in your driveway, you type in an address, it'll back out of your driveway, it'll take you wherever you want to go. Stop signs, stop lights, lane changes, it'll take the exits and everything.
There's a semi behind me.
So we'll push up on that and you're in control again. That way you can, because if you step on the accelerator too fast for auto steer, for autopilot, it'll disengage it on its own.
Okay.
And it screams at you, makes a neat sound like, you remember the original Top Gun when somebody got missile lock? It makes that noise. Because it's kind of like, what are you doing? I can't steer this fast. But out on the highway, I mean, it is choice out on the highway. I drove from here, once I got on the highway, I took it all the way to Topsail with no interventions on my part.
You need an NO handle for us sub-sized people to be getting in and out of your car.
You're like the fourth person to say that they wanted the old panic handle on there. I tell you what. All right, Vlad, you've taken it for a drive, you've taken it for a ride.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, this is the car that I want, and I mean, it did not change my mind.
You already wanted it.
Yeah.
So full disclosure, he of course already wanted the car, but so now that you've had your first chance to drive it, it sounds like it's just bolstered the fact that you're right, that you made the right choice of this car you wanted.
Yep.
So short drive, but what's your favorite feature of it?
Honestly, just the intelligence of the vehicle. It's simple design. Like, I'm not sure about the monitor being the way it is in the center, because you know you lift up a knee the wrong way, and especially you jab your knee into that monitor.
I've not had that problem because there's so much space inside of it. Like you commented as soon as you got in the car, it's like, whoa, look at all this room. There's more room on the inside than it looks like there'd be on the outside. I've not hit my knee on the screen yet, except when he's sitting behind me. My son is behind the camera. You guys have seen him. There's another video with him sitting behind me. When he's sitting behind me, I have to move the seat up, and I do bang my knee on the screen a little bit. So that's good pointing it out. Yeah.
So, but that's it. And I mean, that's a really easy design fix. Just set it further that way and make it flush.
Ever the engineer, he's already trying to find ways to improve on the design. I like it. Any last thoughts for the viewers out there?
You should get it.
You should get it.
It'll save you money long term. Not right away, but long term.
You heard the man. You should get one. Mount up, Berserkers. Let's get to the next battle.